So just dive into it, alright? How do you exchange a lens? So you can open up a huge incision, right, to explant the lens. So this lens has been in for a little while, but not so long. There's a bit of fibrosis. So you can just bisect the lens, right? So there are special instruments available that are blunt tip, and you can see it's a bit serrated. This is Shimoaki IOL cutter. So when you cut, it does not slip. And you know, if you bisected it, well, this is 6 mm, no brainer. You open up to just under 3 mm, you'll get this out. Okay, and then you can implant your new lens. Now, you can also do, okay, let me skip this one to show you something a bit more complicated. This is silicone lens, and this has been in for 6 years. So if you're going to do an explantation of a lens that's been in for some time, it's totally different from a lens that's been freshly implanted, you know, because you put in the wrong lens power, or the patient doesn't like the multifocal lens. So this lens has been in for 6 years, and it's a silicone lens, it's really adherent, it's super slippery. So it's important to know the lens material. So I gave up trying to manipulate it. I decided it was kinder to just snap the haptic there and deal with it later, okay? So I'm using, again, the Shimoaki scissors, which seems to cut this reasonably, but it's slippery. The silicone lenses are the worst. Alright, so I'm going to cut into 3 pieces so that I can spare my incision size and take this out. Now when you cut, you want to make sure you cut end on end and you don't have a piece of triangle of lens material that's left behind in the eye. Okay, so you might want to make sure that the pieces of the jigsaw actually match up at the end and no fragment is left behind. So now that I'm going back to look at the haptic to see that I can remove it, and you know, if you really cannot remove it, it doesn't matter, right? If it's stuck, it's not going to move anyway. But in this case, yes, I was able to remove it. So I was happy I was able to completely explant this haptic, and then you can clean up the capsular bag. In this case, because I manipulated so much, I decided to put in the capsular tension ring anyway to make sure that the strengthening the remaining zonules with what was really intact, and then you can put in the 3-piece lens. I'm going to show you a plate haptic. It's really very difficult, right? It's a huge lens, okay? But it looks so difficult, but what is good, you see, you can very easily dissect it except around the holes, right? Positioning holes with a Zeiss lens, and it can be very difficult. Okay, but in this case, I managed to move it completely and rotated it. And you rotate it always to the horizontal position. It's much easier to cut it this way because it's really a very, very long lens and hard to actually maneuver within the eye. Okay, a lot of surgeons face a lot of complications trying to explant this lens. Okay, so you must dissect with enough viscoelastic around the holes, positioning holes, because fibrosis goes within the hole and anchors it. Right? Then you remove them bit by bit, and then you can implant the new IOL after cleaning up the posterior capsule. Okay, let me show you this one here. Okay, let me show you this one here. This is a patient who was really unhappy with her vision because she had a monofocal lens implanted by a very good surgeon, but unfortunately she had a lot of positive dysphotopsia and wanted that lens out. Okay? And she said, you know, my astigmatism was not corrected and I want something to be done. Okay? And of course she has had a YAG capsulotomy done. So who would agree to do something for her? Okay, me. So I dissect open the capsular bag. It's 4 years. Okay, this is a 3-piece. It's a ZA9003. Okay, so I'm going to release this. You can see a YAG capsulotomy there. Okay, so this is my last video I'm going to show you. I'm freeing up the optic first. And you just have to have some patience to just gradually free it up. If you force it, you will be able to put your cannula there, right, with the dispersive viscoelastic. But I can tell you, we can rip through the posterior capsule. And I've done it before. Okay, so you need to be very patient. Slowly open up the area of fibrosis. Generally, if it's a toric lens I'm going to implant, I like to rotate the lens 60 degrees so that I know it's free and I can place it in any position. You see, I'm so ambitious. Oh, okay, this is not the one with the yen, sorry. This is the one I just did last week. Okay, but I'll just show you this. Okay, you can even, this is not the one with the yen, okay, sorry. But this, you can see all the fibrosis there. You can actually remove all the fibrosis, just look. Okay, so I was going to put in the toric lens, and I wanted to be sure that I can place it in the correct position. So I dissect out, I take time to dissect out all the fibrosis, and you can see this is a beautifully clear bag. So now I'm just rotating it and rotating it, just to be sure that my toric lens can settle in any axis that I want it to. Okay, this was the case I just did last week, and then you cut it. So I just share you a little pearl. Okay, you're going to cut to 3. Sometimes it's hard to cut and hold. So this is what I do. I cut incompletely, and on this side, I'm still holding on to it, right? I'm not changing my grip. I cut completely, and then now I come back to this. Because if you cut completely, you have to regrasp, and sometimes it's hard to regrasp. Okay, so this is just a little pearl for you. I've just been changing my practice for cutting IOLs. So you don't have to regrasp once you've got a good grip. Okay, so just to show you that, all the capsular fibrosis, you really can dissect, and you can still implant a toric lens. This part of fibrosis of the PC I could not remove. It was really very hard, and I left it, but you can still implant a toric IOL years after. Okay? If you are prepared to sit there and release all the fibrosis, you find that your capsular bag opens, and this case looks like it was a fresh case, right? You can actually get the IOL into good position. But just remember, when you do an IOL calculation, when you have IOL exchange like this where the bag is a bit fibrotic, they tend to become a bit more mild because the capsule is fibrotic and pushes the lens forward. Alright, so you might want to adjust for that. Okay, this is the one with the dysphotopsia, with the yak. You can see the yak, right? So I'm just trying to release this 3-piece acrylic lens, the ZA9003, because it's square edge in front and behind and caused a lot of dysphotopsia. I'm going behind now, put some dispersive viscoelastic in, explant this, do the same for the other half. Okay, my whole aim was I don't want to expand this capsular opening, right? I don't care about bridges, I can handle that. So anyway, I just said, I'll just do some vitrectomy, make sure there's no bridges. And then I decided to put in a plate haptic, because it had to be a different material. So the plate haptic is now in the sulcus, and I'm rotating it to the desired axis, and I'm flipping the haptic in, carefully into the bag. Okay, I'm just watching, I'm just keeping an eye on this hole, right? Because once I have this hole expanded, I'm dead. Right, but the hole did not expand. So you can, even years after, remove a lens, keep the yak capsulotomy same size, and I can change the lens to a plate haptic if you are just very, very gentle and careful. And if there's any bridges, you need to make sure you get rid of that. So that's why I just did that prophylactic vitrectomy to make sure I didn't have any bridges trapped. Okay, I don't have time to go into all these. Okay, so no matter how long ago the IOL is implanted, explantation is possible, right? And IOL, in fact, I've done one, I was going to show you, but I have no time, it was 18 years ago, right? Because some of the patients, they want the IOL power changed, right? And they were previously myopic. So IOL may be implanted into the bag, the sulcus, fixed to the iris or the sclera if you don't have adequate support, right? And outcomes are generally very good and complications are very few. Thank you.